Van Bomo. Okay. Well, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is our honor to introduce the first keynote speaker for today's summit. He is a renowned expert and leader in the field of livestock development, a visionary leader who has made significant strides in promoting sustainable livestock production, improving animal health, and enhancing the livelihoods of pastoral communities. We are privileged to have him share his expertise and, of course, perspectives on the future of livestock development here in Benue State. Without further ado, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming the Honorable Minister for Livestock Development, Federal Republic of Nigeria, a person of Alhaji Mukhtar Maiha, for his keynote address.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Benue State, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, the Speaker of the Benue State House of Assembly, Your Highnesses here present, distinguished members of Benue State House of Assembly here present, distinguished members of Benue State Executive Council, Directors General here present, captains of industry and livestock enterprises, distinguished members of the press, my friends in progress, members of my entourage from Abuja, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you. I have known Benue over a long period of time. I have passed through this state to Imo State in 1981 when I was doing my NYC. In my working life, I have had the opportunity to visit Makadi precisely in 1990 when I was a sole administrator in the then Gongola State. I have a very fond memory of Benue State, and we have a personal jockey relationship with the Tiv people, the Fulani and the Tiv. In 1990, when we came here for a one-week seminar under the then office of the Chief of Staff Supreme Headquarters, we went out to eat. We wanted pounded yam and fish. So they referred us to a very, very good place. 5 of us from Yola. We went there after eating very good pounded yam, the one that draws. The one that if you lift it up, it will follow you. Not mashed up. I don't know whether you meant today, sorry, they know how to do that one. But that was a very, very orthodox and classical pounded yam. After we finished eating, I offered to pay for us. I went to the lady cashier and she directed me to the madam. That the madam said I should go and meet her to pay. I asked her how much was our bill. She looked at me scornfully and said, you are a thief. You think you have money to pay me? He said, look, you from Yola, look at you. I was then weighing about 56 kilograms. He said, you have cattle and you are not fat. I will feed you here every day you come, so that you can become fat. And lo and behold, she didn't take 1 kobo from us. But the most amazing thing is that her jokes were serious. She said, look, stop eating fish, stop eating meat. You will get fat. I will give you fish. And she gave me a whole carton of fish to keep on eating so that I can become fat. I am fat now. That is a piece of a jockey relationship between the thief and the Fulani. Over the years, we inherited this jockey relationship, and I still joke a lot with some of them, not with His Excellency. There are protocols around that. Fraternal greetings to the good government and people of Benue State. I am profoundly delighted to be here at the very first Benue State Livestock Development or Investment Summit. By everyday usage, a summit is a top-level conference of experts, high-level professionals, influencers, subject matter gurus, and notable leaders who come together to share thoughts, experiences, pollinate and cross-fertilize ideas to massage out solutions. The Benue State Livestock Summit is the first of its kind since the creation of the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development. Indeed, to my knowledge, no other subnational government has had the strategic vision to organize a summit that solely focuses on livestock sector. His Excellency deserves a standing ovation and commendation for his good steps for organizing such a conference to dissect, thank you, sit down please, to dissect the potentials of the livestock sector in Benue State. The current governor is the 17th governor for Benue State. And in the past administrations of 17 governors, no governor had that strategic vision to organize such a summit to look at the potentials of the livestock sector until now. The food basket of the nation is indeed answering its name by yet raising the bar and leading the pack. Beyond creating a bureau for livestock, which brings to 15 states that have so far created livestock ministries, Benue State is the pioneer state to convoke intellectuals, industry experts, investors to brainstorm and map out strategic direction for the livestock sector. As they say, in Benue State and beyond, the earlier, the better. This conference, this summit might as well be a solid foundation for a post-oil economy for Benue State. Oil is extractive, it is not renewable. Livestock is green, regenerative, organic, and is there forever. Considering the vast land resources, land and water resources, and the industrious nature of Benue State people, livestock has the potential to emerge as a veritable foundation for future growth, economic growth, and industrialization of Benue State, providing jobs for our teeming youth, building peace and social harmony, and tackling poverty. Beyond creating the livestock bureau, His Excellency had the rare foresight to go hunting. And I know that's one of the great occupations of my dear friends. They like hunting for grass cutter. I won't mention the other one. To headhunt a very young, dynamic, and efficient Director General. Today, we are witnessing his management acumen by organizing this summit today. Dr. Andoka Asambe to head the bureau. I have had several discussions with him. He is, Your Excellency, as clear-headed as daylight. You have made a wonderful choice. Together, we will change the narrative. With the creation of the bureau, the appointment of competent leadership and other staff, and this livestock summit to craft a viable trajectory for its future role in Benue State, all the ingredients for a modern, resilient, sustainable, and inclusive socio-economic development for Benue State are fully in place. Reviewing the themes for discussions and the array of erudite scholars assembled here, practitioners and financial experts, the stage is set for a robust and intellectually combative and productive engagement. Your Excellency, this singular act of creating the Bureau shows that you fully identify with the aspirations of the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for the livestock sector, which has been dormant since the independence of this great country. This is the first ministry at the federal level as well. This potential has to be awoken. It has to be exploited. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, distinguished stakeholders in livestock, it is gratifying to say that the creation of the Federal Ministry of Livestock in Nigeria is a clarion call to wealth creation, new jobs, and overall national economic transformation. The mandate of the ministry at the federal level is to modernize the sector and create economic opportunities in the production and marketing of all farmable animals, ranging from the bee to cattle, camels and donkeys, pigs, sheep, goats, horses, rabbits, and grass cutters. The livestock sector has several value chains that afford anyone and everyone that platform to commence and grow a livestock business. Commercial pasture production, feed and fodder, grains farming for concentrate feed milling, ranch operations and feed lotting, abattoir operations and red meat processing, dairy farming and processing of fresh milk, cold chain storage and transportation and packaging, disease and animal health management, production of vaccines and drugs, genetics and progeny centers for production and marketing of superior genetics. This array of available value chains are just a few that I have mentioned. But let me give you a flavor. Two teams went out to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Qatar. I was supposed to be part of them, but I had to accept the French ambassador's invitation to Paris to witness this year's livestock show. From Qatar, they are now looking for alfalfa and every available grass from Nigeria. The Baladna dairy farm has 24,000 animals to be milked every day. They want grass from Nigeria. And when I saw that report, there is no state that came to mind apart from Benue State. We have the land. We have the land very close by to Abuja International Airport or a cargo airport anywhere. Saudi Arabia has about $7 trillion halal market. They want meat from Nigeria. As I'm talking to you today, there is a friend of mine who has done an experimental alfalfa production in Yobe. I have the video clips. He has already sold out. He only had 50 hectares. I was with the governor about last week, and I told him to please give him 1,000 hectares of land. The Qataris are ready to pay up front. And here we are today with all those potentials, and our youths, boys and girls, are knocking on those writing applications for jobs. This narrative has to change. And my brother, the Reverend Governor, has kickstarted it. The array of opportunities are endless. The business environment is being made easy. So take up the challenge. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as you are aware, our 9-month-old journey as the first ever Federal Ministry of Livestock Development began in July last year, when Mr. President pronounced the establishment of the ministry, precisely on July 4th. After my appointment, we wasted no time in assembling our team, and we have been visiting a number of states. Here we are today at the food bucket of the nation. We have held several stakeholder engagements. The livestock share of the GDP is about 9%, with a current total value of $32 billion. The sector will be modernized and the potential grown to $74 billion by 2035. This is our own strategic direction. We want to quadruple all the numbers of animals we have in the country today. We have 158 million ruminants, sheep, goats, camels, and cows, times 4. We have 9.3 million pigs, times 4. We have 560 million poultry, times 4. That is our trajectory, and that's the way we are going. The transformation in the sector is driven by several pillars, including breed improvement. The DG of the investment arm has given you all the statistics that I share with. Improved health management of the national herd, development of feed and fodder, livestock value chain development, investment and market access. The ministry has digitized the grazing routes and the 417 grazing reserves and the grazing routes in the country, working with state governments, development partners, civil organizations, civil society organizations, traditional rulers, and pastoral organizations. The grazing reserves will receive the necessary infrastructure to turn them into communal ranches for the pastoralists. We are working with the pastoralists. Yesterday we ended a workshop with the pastoralists. We invited about 34 organizations from across the country to see how we are going to change the lifestyle and change the narrative. We want to see them resettle in those grazing reserves. These will include pasture development in the grazing reserves, veterinary clinics, schools, schools for their children, family clinics, earth dams, boreholes, etc. Each grazing reserve will ultimately be a business hub for red meat, milk and dairy processing, bales of fodder, hides and skin collection centers. To advance the cause of large-scale commercial fodder production, the subnational governments have also been requested to allocate land for pasture production for fodder export, whose current market value has just been indicated to you. The ministry is also working to create disease-free compartments and disease-free zones at Obudu Cattle Ranch, Mambila Plateau, and the other ranch here in Benue State that share the same border, the same side of the mountain with the other 3 states. And I've just been speaking to the governor that after our visit here today, we want a full evaluation of that area. The size of land, the nature of the land, soil test, etc., so can we begin to market that area for investors. We want to produce healthy animals for domestic and global markets. It is already in public news that the JBS of Brazil have already made a commitment, and in fact, the team for choice of location is coming on Monday. We have so far received 2 teams from Brazil. The 3rd team is coming on Monday for choice of land, just for pilot project. But I tell you, we are still going to market Benue because it's just about 3 hours away from Abuja. So that is also another area. To boost meat and leather export, standard abattoirs that meet hygienic conditions for meat certification are being established by private sectors in close working relationship with the ministry. I'm also very, very happy here to hear that His Excellency has again put on his innovative thinking cap and has already signed an MOU for abattoir operations. We should stop eating meat from slaughter slabs. We are wasting meat. We are wasting a lot of byproducts. And if I can pause here to tell you that if you slaughter in an abattoir, assuming Makadi today eats 150 bulls every day. If you slaughter 150 bulls, all the blood will go to a blood bank. And that is a raw material for fish millers. The hoofs, the bones, and the horns will be turned into calcium for animal feed and will be exported. The bone marrow will be sent to pharmaceutical companies. And in fact, if you dehydrate the blood, it is 80% protein, and 1 kilogram is $13. That is the current market value of blood, I'm telling you. Yes, the blood can be dehydrated. When you dehydrate it, it becomes 80% protein, and the international market value is $13 a kilo. Imagine if each bull is 20 liters of blood, times 150. Imagine what you are going to waste. The feces the solid waste will be turned into biogas that will fire that abattoir. When they extract the methane, the rest will now go to the farm for organic fertilizer. This is what we have in this country. And it only takes strategically placed leaders with vision, commitment, and patriotism, like the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Governor of Benue State, to begin to focus on the livestock sector so that we can assess all those. The interest being shown by subnational governments, the international and local business communities in the ministry has been overwhelming and points to the readiness of these investors to see the sector modernized and sustainably developed in the respective states. On the international level, the international scene, several countries have indicated interest to partner with Nigeria in livestock development. I have lost count of how many proposals we have received. I have lost count of how many ambassadors and business delegations I have received. Yesterday, the Mexican ambassador came to the office. It's the second time we are meeting in 5 weeks. And that has shown you the level of commitment and investment appetite we have in the livestock sector. Your Excellency, your vision is well and strategically placed. We will market Benue State. In order to provide the necessary compass to guide the development of the sector, the ministry has inaugurated a 5-year development plan with clear-cut objectives, policies, and programs and timelines. Your Excellency, we have received your request for the activation, rehabilitation, and upgrade of various public livestock development facilities and infrastructure across the state. The government of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR is firmly committed to development of livestock in Benue State and Nigeria as a whole. Our first commitment is to nominate federal government representatives to the technical committee you have set up to provide the business blueprint for livestock development in Benue State. Vast opportunities abound here in Benue State. Let me give you a small flavor of it. And just listen if you want to invest. There are 631,680 primary school pupils in the state by UBEC 2023 report. 680. To boost their protein intake and have healthy and normal growth and mental development, assume that there's a policy today that each child will take 1 egg every day. That will amount to 21,056 crates of eggs per day. 21,056 crates of eggs per day to satisfy those pupils. Let me give you another one. If each child were to take just 250 ml of fresh milk per day, that would translate into 2,526 liters per day. Or if each child is entitled to 1 sausage of pork per day, which weighs 400 grams, how many pigs would be reared? How many pigs would be slaughtered, processed, packaged, transported, and fried for each of those 631 pupils? These are just business parks that can catalyze huge investments. Talk about veterinarians, paraprofessionals, motorcyclists, poultry farm workers, dairy farm workers, pig growers, producers, you can name it. This is how to catalyze and grow the economy. We have the resources, we have the land. In Benue State, here in Benue State where we are, if you smoke cigarette and throw away the filter, I tell you it will germinate. That filter will germinate. This is the land we have. It's so rich, alluvial deposit. You can farm here without fertilizer. This is what we have, and this is just a flavor of what I'm talking about. Your Excellency, Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have seen so many crises that are manufactured. They are all artificial. Some people are using us. This land must be healed. We must bring back peace and social harmony and social cohesion. The investments I'm talking about cannot happen if we are daggers drawn. It cannot happen if bullets are flying. Your Excellency, we must build peace. The First World War didn't end at the battlefield. It ended at the dialogue table. So in the Second World War. As we are talking today, Russia and Ukraine are talking. We have been brothers from time immemorial. Your Excellency, we must build peace. We need peace missions. We need to dialogue. And that has to happen. Without dialogue, without peace, all these statistics, the investment Benue mentioned here will become a mirage. At the federal level, we are determined. We know we can bring big peace. Let us not give in to the devil. Let us not give in to our own destructors. There are huge opportunities in this country. We have no reason to be poor. We have no reason to have poverty in our midst. This has to happen, Your Excellency. And I believe together with the creation of these ministries to focus on the livestock sector, there are huge opportunities. We can build peace. That can happen. There were two friends, Nuhu and Torhungu. Sorry if I don't get that name right. The chief man has a vehicle, Peugeot GR. He was traveling, he was about to run out of fuel. So he saw Nuhu. He stopped him. Bokiwan, you have oil? Yes, I have oil. Pack your car, let's go to my house. They packed the car and they started moving. He took a jerrycan. Where are we going? He said, no, after that tree, we cross that stream. If a fly man tells you that, they'll be prepared to go for 20 kilometers. He was panting behind Nuhu until they arrived at the cattle base. Sit down, I'm coming. He went inside his basha and brought out a calabash of manshanu. He presented to him. That is butter. He said, what is this? I said, mine, for my car. He said, but this is mine now. He was so upset. After some time, they met again near Bandekia. Nuhu was grazing his cattle. Two bulls started fighting. And one broke his shoulder. And when it breaks at the shoulder, the veterinarian will tell you, you have to process it. Torungo was passing. I have slaughtered this bull, but me and I alone, you and I cannot carry this meat. Wait for me, here is a knife, skin it. Let me go to the house and bring some people with some containers to carry the meat. So his friend slaughtered, skinned the cow, did everything a butcher will do. So he removed all the bowels and then hid it inside the bush. All the intestines, the heart, the liver, and everything, the lungs. When he came back with his friends, he made his friend dejected. He asked him, what happened? Why are you not looking happy? He said, You know motor car? The tire. The tire, inside the tire there's a tube. So that's where you put the air. He said, yes. He said, okay. Now Oibo has brought out a tire without a tube. So this is your cow. I'm surprised, but God is wonderful. When I slaughtered everything, I finished. I found it is tubeless. He told him that the cow is tubeless. How can a cow be tubeless? The trick here is that of all those happenings, they never fought. He accepted that the cow was tubeless, The chief man hid the bowels because he likes meat. He would only be given one of these legs out of the 4. So he has the tubes and one leg. Nuhu and his brothers took the cow and accepted that his own cow was tubeless because he knows that his friend next time now is 1-1. It will be 2-1 next time. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we welcome the initiative of this summit by the government of Benue State and look forward to having a robust working relationship with the state government. As they always say, we are here. The earlier, the better.
Thank you very much. Please.